All right, everybody, welcome back to another Age of the Ring tournament cast. This is for the Mr. Bones Spooktacular Cup, and this match is the first semifinals match of the whole tournament. So we're getting down to the final, like I said, final three matches here. This one is going to be played by here in the bottom left. Alex is playing Lothlorien. Fun to see. I think this is the first Lothlorien game I've gotten to cast. And then in the top right, we have Nidhoggr playing Mordor. So we're going to see some pretty spicy gameplay here in this match as we're getting towards the end of this tournament here. We're going to see 3 Malorn trees being thrown down by Alex to start off here. And not sure yet what he's going to start off with. But over here, we'll see Nid is going to throw the barracks in the top right corner. So a bit of a safer spot. I wonder if he thought he was in the bottom left. I know I've done that sometimes. Or maybe he's just keeping a barrack safe. Who knows? Another barracks going down over here. And what we did see was that there are 3 slaughterhouses here. The last time we saw Nid play Mordor, he threw down 2 slaughterhouses into 2 barracks and right away started spamming some orcs. So going for a little bit of a slower start. Still going to be able to get his spam on, but not as aggressive as the last time we saw him play. Orc warriors coming out of here. And over for Alex, we do see... We'll see the green pasture going down here. That's what it was called in Vanilla. The Golden Wood pasture. And the Scouts of Nimrodel are going to come out. So this has been a pretty popular start in PvP for Lothlorien for a while. And is going to be particularly effective against Mordor. So the... for those of you that don't know, the first cavalry to come out of the Golden Wood pasture here deal trample damage like most cav, but they're horse archers, so they will be able to trample the orc warriors with relative ease. And then if they ever encounter the orc pikemen that Nid will need, like these ones here, that Nid will need to counter cav. With proper micro, they'll be able to kind of kite away from the pikes and shoot the pikes down as archers as well. So this is just a really, really solid start for Lothlorien, being able to take really quick control of the map by having fast units to gain map vision, and pretty much take care of any unit that Mordor is able to throw out in the early game here. So Nid being forced to retreat already. Going to start trying to creep this ward layer. And the scouts coming in on the southern flank here, trying to see what damage they can find. Stopping just before the trample. Going to be able to get a few orcs, but not going to get caught. So only losing one unit there. Not too bad, but getting a sense of the size of Nid's army here. Nid going up rather to 3 barracks, orc barracks. So going to continue with the orc spam, and hope to try and outposition Alex here and make sure he gets a good flank on him. Maybe try and catch, get some pikes behind the normal escape route. It's going to be tough though. So the Elven Horn going down to buff up these guys as they go for the trample, and getting some caught in the pikemen, but overall, pretty good control by Alex here to keep most of these guys alive. All it takes is one misclick, one catch, and these horses can go down. So I'm going to send them back, and probably going to turn and start firing relatively soon. By the level 2 Malorn tree. So another thing to note for, so here they're going to shoot down the pikes, so that eventually they can be free to trample more. So Nid kind of at a standstill with his army. Can't really do too much with it other than keep the horses at bay. But with the horde bonus, may be able to kind of push a little bit and try and get some structural damage. There's not many structures to take out. With Lothlorien, you can manually upgrade the... just losing more pikemen for free. That's what makes these units really, really, really good. But as I was trying to say, Lothlorien can manually upgrade their Malorn trees to the next level to get more... is it going to catch them? No. To get more resources, get more command points. You have to pay, but it'll eventually pay for itself in the increase in resource tick. I think this was, yeah, hitting about 29 per tick, so it's working well. And these scouts just getting really, really cost-efficient trades, obviously. Not losing really any units and killing a bunch is really good. It's also pretty good for the PowerPoint gain. Maybe not so much. It's about even. But some units coming out from the Goldenwood Garrison here. Finally, we've got some Lorien archers. Maybe getting caught, but able to retreat as Alex keeps finding these amazing angles to sneak it out. These ones going to get caught by the pikes. No way. Not a single one guy is down. Those guys were almost about to run into these pikes. So really, really good control from Alex here on these scouts. It can be so easy to just send them right into the pikes, but he's being really careful with them, and getting them to level 2 as well is also just hugely cost efficient. So now they're just going to regen even if they do take damage for free. He doesn't have to buy new units, whereas Nid is going to have to pay to replace all the units that are not really getting much damage done at this point. Lost these guys for a second, so the battalion... Oh, jeez. Is that guy going to make it out? He is. So even that mistake right there, giving Mordor a few power points, sure, but this level 2 battalion is going to retreat home, and we can see the this Maloran tree is upgraded with Blessed Waters, so it's going to act as a well and begin replenishing these battalions much quicker, even the level 1 ones. Ooh, okay, so let's look over here. Now that I see that there's a catapult here, I should be paying attention. So he had to build and upgrade a Great Siege Works here to start building the catapults, which is kind of an interesting tactic. If anybody caught Alex's other game, what I assume he's going to go for in this game, and what he went for last time, is we see the end mood, so it's pretty much a done deal. He just gets a clump of pikemen, archers, which are really strong tier 1 units from Lorien, and just uses them to protect Ents and slowly, creep across the map and use the Ents to destroy buildings. And the pike archer clump is just really tough to deal with. So it looks like Nid is kind of adopting a version of that strategy here with the catapults and just the bundle of orcs here. All right, so Elvenhorn going down in the back line, but the Wraiths kind of coming in to counter with their debuff. The Scouts of Nimberdale, though, going to get good flanking position here, going to be able to fire away at the... if he's careful, he's going to be aiming for the pikes, but it looks like this whole clump is mainly pikes, maybe a couple of warriors checked in here. One thing to note, the catapult is going for these archers here, which isn't a bad choice, but the CC on the catapult is also really good, and it would be interesting to see if he tries to knock down some of the horses here to maybe catch them before they can run away. It doesn't look like the launch skulls has been utilized yet. Oh man, and the level 10 Sylvan Allies power going down here, just tearing apart the back line for Nid. Nid trying to get... see, this would get me. I wouldn't see these until way too late, but Alex is already on it and is moving his guys out of the way. So trying to come around the back with the pikes to catch these guys on the retreat. And Nid being forced to retreat. I think this level 10 power here just chewing through Nid's army. And with he made 5 power points off of that battle already. So 5 power points ahead of Nid here. Trying to get some harass on this Maloran tree, but these guys are going to be able to respond very quickly. I was going to say a hero is being summoned, but it's Treebeard. All right. So the interaction between the catapults and the Ents is really interesting, because the catapults do fire damage, which the Ents are specifically very weak against, as we've all seen the films. But also, if the catapults clump up like this, the Ents rock is going to deal a decent amount of splash damage to them. So it would be good to see the catapults kind of spread out a little bit. That can be really hard to do, though, to manually move them all and make sure they're separate in the... So Nid's allowing this trade here to occur. These are temporary units, though, so again, just more cost efficiency here from Alex. This is what we seem to be seeing. So yeah, so once the scouts get to, or the Nimrodel na Lethril, get to level 2, they're able to switch to melee. So they're actually, wow, they're tearing apart this slaughterhouse. That's a lot of damage for horse archers. So Nid gonna try and catch them with his pikeman ball, but the Cav just gonna be able to run right past. Get great clumping for surface area damage on this slaughterhouse as well. And Nid, I'm not even gonna try and get the surround on him. He's gonna, yeah, he's gonna try and posture here to not allow them to charge through to touch the well, as we can see, the slaves of Nirn being used on the slaughterhouse to increase the resources there and the lumber mill. So just going to try and protect for now while Alex retreats. And over here, this fight, oh, I missed it. The catapults actually sieging down the level 2 Malorn tree here and getting some crazy good CC down on these elves. Really, really good use of the catapults here. They're starting to clump up, though, this rock. Ugh. Yeah, okay, so a lot of orcs going to take damage there. Yeah, see how much damage the rocks do. Okay, well, Alex is not targeting down the catapult, so they're going to get... Yep. So one more shot could have killed maybe 1 or 2 more catapults here, but the catapult's getting the edge on the ends here. And now going to launch quite a bit on top of these battalions here. And it looks like the catapults just also just induce fear, which is pretty good, causing these archers to just kind of sit by, do nothing. Haldir, though, I believe, yeah, Haldir is chasing down this. He's gonna get this one probably. Yep, there you go. So gonna position the orcs in front, but holy moly! Oh, oh no! Oh, guys, wait, he only has 6. So holy crap! The Eagles are a 15 power point ability, and he's still 9 away. So Alex just really, really far ahead in power points here. The Eagles, there's no response to this from Nid. He's only got archers, orc archers, Easterling archers on the way, but these guys are going to get crazy, crazy damage done. They killed like 4 catapults all at once, which is like, is that 1,800? No, 24. I think they're 600 each. How they're gonna finish off that one? Okay, so the Eagle Summon is just super, super powerful here. I don't think Nid was expecting. I mean, he's only got 7 here. I don't think he was expecting to see these so early. And Lothlorien really able to capitalize on it. I guess we see, yeah, there's a hero down here. It looks like the Mouth of Sauron is chipping away at some Malorn trees down there, whereas the Eagles must have just disappeared, but they took down just the entire outskirts of Nid here. So getting crazy, crazy value for that ability here, and still with 9 more, just constantly getting more and more power points. I think that just speaks to the cost efficiency of the way that the way that Lothlorien is designed, but also the way that Alex has been playing them. Using these scouts of Nimrodel to get so much damage done throughout the game without taking really any damage and giving any power points to the enemy. Mordor, though, going to be able to clump up on top of these guys and allow the Easterling archers here to kind of chew through the back line. So the Elvenhorn going to go down and be good enough there. And Haldir must have just gotten level 6, which is a huge buff to the Lothlorien, just as these are expensive units. And yep, so he's going to lose the Easterling archers to the scouts of Nimrodel. Yeah, just Nid is losing some really expensive units, whereas Alex is like, I don't know if a single battalion of the scouts have died, because they always seem to get away with 1 and then they're able to go back and heal, right? So he's getting to keep high-level battalions for the entire game, which is just that's cost efficiency right there. So what we haven't taken a look at really is the map control. So 700 max CP for Alex here at this point. And actually, Nid tying it up. I mean, so this is going to go down, so it's going to go back. But actually, Nid able to keep up even with all this pressure from the Eagles 18 power points. He's 7 away from a 25, and Nid is 5 away from his first 15. So just a huge, huge lead given to Alex here, while the Mouth of Sauron kind of wreaks havoc and harasses. I think, I mean, this is a good choice. I would have liked to see some Nazgul, honestly. I know that Nid's Nazgul control is really, really good. And getting a Nazgul in the back line here, and at least, you know, distracting the pikes, making sure he's building more pikes instead of Ents, you know, I feel like the Nazgul presence would be good. But once again, the Sylvan ally is going to come and just tear apart the back line, maybe kill a builder, which when you're behind, like, you do not want to be spending the money on a builder at this point. The Ents getting good positioning here where they're able to get the splash damage on both buildings here. So every rock is counting for double. Yeah, this is a level 3 slaughterhouse too, if he's not able to get on top of these Ents, which... I mean, this is a pretty good archer clump, but again, he's still killing free units, right? Like, these Sylvan allies were cost for free. Getting the Mouth of Sauron right in the middle. Casting Dark Sorcery, he hit level 4, so he's got the debuff. Not bad here, but the level 5 Scouts of Nimberdale able to get on top of these guys, as well as, I think this is it. This is the level 25. Mists. Damage, speed, and armor. Debuffing the clump of Mordor here. And these archers are tearing apart the Nazgul. We saw Nid use these Fell Beasts to great effect in the prior game, but against Lothlorien, some of the best archers in the game, able to take one out. But the Fell Beast is able to clean up some of the Ents here, and maybe going to be able to clean up Treebeard, depending on how effective this Catapult's going to be. Mouth of Sauron trying to get on top of this. Every horse he kills, if the battalion gets away, is going to get regenerated. So, once again, just super, super favorable trades for Nid. But Treebeard does go down, so the March of the Ents is at least halted for a second here. Malorn Tree in the center. So 850 max CP. I wonder, yeah, so if we go and we look, remember Lothlorien has to manually upgrade the Malorn trees, and I don't see that from Alex. He doesn't seem to want to invest in that, especially with this amount of money. I would maybe upgrade 2 or 3. He's got this one level 3, so he could get the crazy archers if he wanted them. What's happening over here? So the Fell Beast still trying to work on these guys. Haldir, level 7. Be able to take on the Wraiths here, the Mouth of Sauron. Kind of fighting here. The Fell Beast going to the last second here. Yeah, I think if you wanted to secure his eco lead, even just a couple upgrades to level 2 on these Malorn trees would be good for the max CP bonus and some more resources. But at this point, Nid able to take that center one away, which is really good. The Malorn trees give the archers extra range as well. So really, really good to keep those off of your doorstep when you're fighting Lothlorien. Not able to secure the kill on the build. Oh, well, the Mouth of Sauron's gonna gun for the builder here. He might get him. Says it's not worth it. Gonna try and go for... yeah, gonna position to take this one down. The Catapults do huge, huge damage to these level 1 buildings here. It's really good stuff. You can go no further, preventing the pikes from getting on top of these level 5 archers here. And the Mouth of Sauron was going down. The Catapult getting caught a little bit out of position, but the Easterling archers should be able to take care of the pikes. While Nid is doing a good job positioning these pikes in front of the archers. But even then, this is more kills for the horse archers to get and feed the PowerPoint machine, which at this point has bought another tier 5. Obviously, we just saw you can go no further. But Nid kind of rebuilding. I mean, we can see 338 active points to 603. So Nid taking the advantage here. But Alex, I think, just waiting for a chance to use these eagles again. But then again, maybe, yeah, so denying that Malorn tree from going up is pretty good, but losing some units in the process. With this many Easterling archers, if Nid is able to get on top of it in time, might be able to take down the Eagles. Haldir and Orofin leading the charge here against the Black Uruks, buffing each other, and Haldir does have his armor increase. He's level 8 though. And Orofin, I guess that doesn't boost armor, but they do boost damage together. The Easterling Archer is actually able to take care of maybe the first battalion of scouts to go down. It's level 1 battalion, pretty low. Look at this, another level 4 battalion gonna regen without having to repurchase them. Cost efficiency is crazy. So Mouth of Sauron doing what he does best, causing Alex to cancel some of these resource buildings, keeping the CP lead kind of down. Okay, so here we go. The Eagles. So if Nid can get on top of the Eagles gonna go for the siege and get the siege pretty quickly. Yeah, see, this Eagle's going down pretty quick, but they're getting so many attacks in. Gonna be able to get that Eagle, but this Eagle's full health and all the catapults are down. And now Haldir and Orofin in the center of everything. Mouth of Sauron casting Dark Prophecy again to debuff the enemies here, but still being forced to retreat. The Eagles, man, such a crazy power. And he also has the Sylvan Allies summoned, so if Nid goes to posture forward again, he's going to be able to cut into the back line pretty easily. Yeah, still no level 2 Malorn trees. Maybe I am wasting my money upgrading them to level 2, because it looks like Alex is doing a pretty good job without level 2 resource buildings. So this Eagle's still alive. I'm going to be able to... Yep. Each of these catapults that goes down is such a huge hit, too. They're 600 per. And Nid has lost at least 10 by now. At least. Just wreaking havoc here. So... the clump here being protected by Haldir and Orofin, kind of leading the charge. The Ent's going to be chunking away at the fortress for now. And the Sylvan Allies just kind of camping this barracks and anything that comes out of it. Taking down a slaughterhouse. Still maintaining a max CP lead, which I think is just absolutely bonkers. It's definitely because these are not level 2. Mouth of Sauron. I think the Mouth of Sauron... No, Mouth of Sauron might get away. Haldir and Orofin, though, gonna try and take on these guys. But Easterling archers are pretty good at dealing damage to heroes. It looks like Haldir actually might go down here. He is gonna go down. I don't know if Orofin made it out. Mouth of Sauron healing over here. The fortress is getting pretty low. I don't know. Yeah, there's still 2 Ents chucking at this fortress, and I don't see... okay, Cloudbreak going down, stunning Mordor here for just a second. Not to huge effect. I mean, I guess they are still stunned. But I mean, this is the time to use it. The fortress is getting super, super low. And the I missed this duel here, but this catapult was able to get one final hit on this Ent. Oh, no, but the pikemen coming in on this Ent to try and kill it are going to get... You can go no further. Easterling archers on top of the scouts of Nimberdale. A lot of scouts going to go down here. I don't know if they're... but he's going to catch him in time. Everybody's protecting this Ent, though. If this fortress goes down, I mean, that's got to be it, right? It's 1 hit left. But it might go down. Might. Shit. There it is. The final toss animation goes out. Destroys the fortress. Okay. So a 15 PowerPoint ability supposedly becomes available. And the trample. So many expensive archers going down to the Ent trample before he tramples a few too many pikes. So once the fortress goes down, obviously PowerPoints no longer become available to you. Whereas Alex over here still has 12 after purchasing a level 25. I mean, if we count this up, he's got a 25 and a 5 on him, I believe. And a 15. So 45. Yeah, just a full 30-point lead on Mordor here, which is absolutely insane. Haldir resurrected at level 9. Um, actually, I mean, Nid is across the map here. Look at this. I mean, again, this is a level 1 Malorn tree. It costs $300. But every little bit counts. And Alex is not... Alex only has 1 production building per unit type. He is producing March Wardens now, which I don't know if we've seen. If we have, I missed it. But only... I mean, there's no infrastructure. It's just a couple of Malorn trees, 3 unit production buildings. It's all he's needed this whole game. Going to be able to get on top of this one, too. I mean, every little bit counts. He's also surrounding this one, too. Really good multitasking here from Nid to try and get on top of all these. Bringing the max CP down to 575 to Nid's 875. That's not nothing. These guys getting chipped away, though. And this army, oh man, getting caught in the back. I wonder if they must have gotten flanked or something. I would have tried to get them out of here. But going around the back, I think they were looking for a little more damage than they were going to be able to get. Black Uruk's going to get on top of the Malorn tree. They do good damage to structures, so if they can survive long enough from the barrage of 2 battalions of archers, they might get this Malorn tree as well. It's going to be close. Nice! Okay, so these Black Uruks sacrificing their lives for that Malorn tree there. Just because I'm curious. Can I not look at the barracks? Yeah, 400 for a level or a 300 resource structure, unfortunately, but definitely a good pickoff. They are going to get found and killed. So, all right, so Nid is actually throwing down the fortress. I was wondering if he was going to try and rebuild the fortress or just try and go for more unit production, because he was just in Alex's base and should have seen that Alex's production is 1 building per unit type, and he does have a bit of an advantage in that regard. He could have tried to overwhelm Alex, but he's going to play it a little bit safer and try and get the fortress back. Which, I mean, both options are pretty tough. He's in a really tough spot here. Mists of Lothlorien is going to be back up soon. The Glade of Melurn, the Sylvan Allies are all, like, all of his powers are basically coming up. Yep, okay, so you can go no further. Preventing the trample here. Haldir and Orphean going to town. Oh, man, and yep, so here's the combo. Letho Feline gonna get caught on this clump here. No Ents yet. 1 Ent is coming in. Yep, the Glades of Melurn being cast, the Sylvan Allies being cast. Everything is going into this last attack here, and I think that's going to be it. The Sentinels of Kaer Namroth getting in on the production. Orofin with his Sylvan Rage. Yep, that's it. GG called by Nid. What a crazy game 1. Really, really well played on both sides. I think just Alex's control over the Lothlorien units and getting as much value out of them as possible gave him a huge, huge, huge PowerPoint lead, which definitely snowballed the game in his favor, like by a mile. I don't know what the picks and bans looked like for that match, but I would say Lothlorien probably has an edge over Mordor. I mean, I think Nid could have maybe abandoned the orc spam in the beginning, because the horse archers can't attack buildings until they hit level 2. So instead of letting them run around and kill orcs, could have maybe tried for like an early tech up. I guess he got the catapults pretty early, but just the Sylvan archers, there was that push towards the beginning of the game, just as they were transitioning into the mid game, that Nid had a crazy push going on with like 4 or 5 catapults. And it was going really well for him until the 3 battalions of Sylvan archers placed behind his back line were able to just completely tear him apart. Yeah, oh man, I feel like I could watch that whole game again and get a whole different perspective on it. So great game. I'll shut up now. We're going to move over to game 2 in just a second. Be right back. All right, we're back with game 2 between Alex and Nid. I believe in the bottom right here we do have Alex playing Gondor on the River Isen, And Nid is going to be playing Isengard themselves here in the top left. So I don't think, I'm trying to think if we saw Nid play Isengard earlier, but I can't recall. He's going to start with 2 Furnace. What I've been seeing mostly in this tournament is going for quadruple Furnace, but it does look like he's going to throw down the clan setting and probably the 3rd resource building, so pretty standard start. We're going to see a double farm and getting ready for the 3rd farm, and this is not a barracks. Okay, so kind of in a way we're going to go for another Cav start. Not Cav archers, obviously, this time, but Alex is going to go for the stables here. And we might see him, I know a popular start for Gondor, at least with starting with Cav, is to get the first riders of Nidhoggr knights, get those out, and then just delete the stables to get the money back and get enough money, because he can't even put down a 3rd farm for a minute. I mean, if we look, yeah, he's still at 225, so he's got to get 3 more ticks before he can get the 3rd farm down. And even then, putting the farm down instead of the barracks is going to cause a bit of a delay from standard units. I do kind of like this, though. Both Isengard and Gondor are kind of pegged as the great starter factions for new players, just because they have a really basic like tiered system in terms of like unit quality. Very clear systems of like, get this unit, then go into the mid game, get this unit type of thing. But the main difference between them is that the start for Isengard, the wild men are much spammier and more harass oriented than the starting units for Gondor. So I think Nid is going to try and take advantage of that before it gets into the mid game, by putting down double clan steading here. Is really going to try and overwhelm with wild men, and Nid is very, very good at surrounding an enemy base. At least when I play against him, he absolutely just gets all the way around you and just not relent. So Alex is going to respond to that by putting down a 2nd barracks and just going to try and get enough defensive units. And this Cav is going to be huge in at least stopping the regular wildmen that come out. So Nid is going to be forced to make attacks with the pikemen instead of just the regular wildmen, and the pikemen are going to cost 50 more, I believe. Yeah. So all in all, I think the start for Alex has paid off. He's already been able to stop 1 wildmen attack and is going to be able to challenge this furnace and maybe even this builder if he goes for the builder here. She is. Captain's Horn goes down on these guys. I think the builder's done for. Yep. So going to get a builder for free there. Really, really good. The crows being thrown down to negate the leadership, but I think that could have been used better elsewhere. But the clansmen of Lamedon going to get on top of these guys. And Alex doing a really cheeky tactic here by saving the builder by putting down a wall hub, a really cheap building, so deleting it doesn't really cost that much. And it also prevents surrounding the farm a lot more. The crows being sent across the map, this is a good use for them. So debuffing the Lamedon clansmen here. I think normally, well, actually it's hard to say. The Lamedon clansmen are pretty beefy and good traders, but with the crows and these battalions of wild men here, going to be able to clean up this, as well as still putting pressure around on the other side of the map. Almost having some really good surface area on this farm, but they kind of spread out at the last second there, and a great flank by Alex here is going to prevent this farm from going down. Nid keeping pressure up on this side, going to get around to this side of the farm as well with more wild men coming across the map. Alex not really being able to leave, and the riders of Nidhoggr being forced back home, at least for now. This farm stays alive. So this time the wall hub almost worked kind of against him. He was able to get the pikes to kind of clump up in a small center here and not take a lot of damage, so they were able to get enough hits off on that farm to kill it. And Alex going to be able to get in between this one and the farm, so these level 2 pikemen going to go down, where Nid is creeping the opponent's Warg layer here. Gonna probably be able to get both. He decides to. Yeah, so he's gonna get both. I think Alex saw his opportunity with the horses here to try and get those. Skirmish up here, so it looks like Alex is devoting some of his force over up on the top side here to try and push through. Always good to kind of check this out. Sometimes when players get ahead and they get really expandy, you might see like a base, or you'll even see a resource building here, kind of making like as a warning. So while Nid is going to creep the... Well, we'll actually see who ends up with the gold this time. We'll see where it spawns. Oh, okay, yeah, Nid should be able to get all that. But Gondor going to challenge this army here and make sure that Nid respects it. This army from Gondor is no joke, and if they get a good flank on the right units, it could be a pretty even fight. Down here, we just see some more skirmishing back and forth. Nid doing what wild men do best, just hit and run, be as annoying as possible. They're just slightly cheaper than the swordsmen, a little bit faster, really good at raiding and getting resources on hit here. Shouldn't be able to get this farm. Oh man. These guys die for their troubles, but well worth it for Nid here. That's... Oh! This one goes down too. Alex is on one farm. Two farms, really. I mean, he's trying to put a third one down. Oh, okay, he's just got one up over here. So Alex paying attention to his farm count, but realizing, like, that's some huge losses. To have to give up both of those to the wild men on this side of the map is crazy. Lamedon Clansman is looking for some damage, looking to keep Nid distracted on his own side of the map for even just a second to let up and let him build up his base again. But that is a huge loss to have to go back and spend whatever remaining dollars you have on farms. Almost back up to 5 power points. It may be able to get up another one, whereas Nid is taking a slight power point lead here. Looks like a battalion of Uruk scouts going to go down to some Lamedon clansmen and the Riders of Penith Gillen, which must be the same ones from the start of the game. I don't think he's rebuilt the stables. He's doing it now, but... so getting some good value on these guys. They have not quite hit level 2 yet, though. Skirmish in the middle here. Some Linhir spearmen going to get flanked by some wild men of Dunland here. And the Uruk scouts, love to see these guys coming out. They're like a teaser to the mid-game. He's still got to spend a pretty penny to upgrade this to level 2 to get the Uruks, but some pretty solid archers. Better in archer mode than they are in swords mode, but some great units nonetheless. Level 2 Lamedon clansmen trying to come through the topside river. These guys paying attention to these pikes. I mean, sustaining some heavy losses. Alex is doing an admirable job keeping up with Nid's multitasking here. It's not easy keeping up with all of this stuff and making sure your unit movement is doing good. I'm getting an error here. Hold on 1 second. My apologies. Okay, we should be back. Just pause the game. I just got a weird audio error, but I think we should be good, hopefully. So these wild men are going to take down this farm here. A new battalion of riders going to try and challenge, but not going to get there quite in time. Lamedon clansmen getting in the thick of things and getting some free hits off as Nid is not attacking back. Up here, we're going to see a battalion of riders getting caught, but going to survive. This farm is not going to survive, though, if Nid is able to right-click these in time. Or no, these are Linhir spearmen. They look kind of similar. Not if you zoom in, though. Are these pikemen going to be able to pull off round 2 and get this farm again? They get this farm again. That would be tragic. Oh! I was so zoomed in, I wasn't even looking at these guys. That farm going down just really sucks for Alex here. Isengard being chased off the southwest side. A furnace going down. I don't know who wins this fight. This is a decent amount of Gondor. Gondor is just a bit tougher units in general. but the level 4 aggressive Uruk-hai scouts going to go down. Captain's Horn and Krebine going down at the exact same time. So Krebine going to cancel out the leadership given by Captain's Horn. Just a really, really strong trading option here for Isengard. And it looks like with the help of the Krebine going to be able to take down the Gondor units here. And these guys are going to hit level 5 because of that. In the center here, we've got 2 battalions of Penith Gillen Knights. The Cav going to get on top of these Uruk scouts, but they're pretty tanky. They're going to survive a couple of tramples and allow Nid to kind of reposition with his Wildman Pikeman here, where Alex is going to take the top right here. Yeah, Nid decides this furnace is not going to make it, so he's going to retreat with his builder. Winning this fight down here with the Krebine, there are some Lamedon clansmen. Somehow, these guys, I say, screw it. We don't really care about that guy anyway, that furnace anyway. So some rogue clansmen in the middle of the base here, going to get hunted down by the Uruk scouts, and the victors from that fight from earlier are going to go and challenge this farm. Whereas up top, Alex kind of posturing a little bit. I mean, there's not... he can kill units as much as he wants up here, but there's not really any objectives for him to take other than to just stop Nid from advancing here. Going to be giving Lurtz some XP, though, so I don't know how much I like this fight. Killing some pikemen and letting Lurtz kind of farm up is not great. I would say maybe just retreat for now, but he's going to try and keep Nid busy up here, which is fine. There's more than enough for him to deal with within his own base, so... Nid able to kind of sneak in from the forward here to get up on this side and get in a really cheeky position. But Alex going for some flanks here. The flanking damage not to be ignored. Uruk scouts being forced to go in defensive mode and melee mode, which is not really where they want to be. They're not going to trade as well against Gondor this way, but going to survive long enough for these guys to get a surround on this farm. Going to be able to take that down. Yeah. And, yep, so up here, Lurtz hitting his leadership is going to win the top side battle, all while also taking down the bottom side. So map control almost fully belongs to Nid. 560 max command points to 825. Devastation being taken for Nid. So Devastation, stun, I believe, was removed in 7.1, so... It's just a purely economic power at this point. You can use it defensively or offensively. So Numenorian Engineering going down for Alex. I'd love to see him start to target the army because the CC on the Numenorian Engineering is just so crazy. It'll knock down a wide area of units. While hub being placed by Isengard to protect it. Yes, so look, this whole battalion is knocked down and stopped and can't attack. If you can get this guy to get in the center of an enemy army, they're just going to be like perma-stunned. Really, really strong. But Freezing Rain going down for Nid, plus the Krebine just completely debuffing these guys, making them do no damage. But these guys are still going to win this trade because like these guys aren't firing. Just not able to fire. So Nid, realizing this, is going to go for the Numenorian Engineering thing here. But all the while... getting all the damage he wants done. Like, he'll let this fight go on for as long as he wants, as long as he's getting at Alex's eco, right? So, the global debuff working for him as he fights on multiple fronts, and getting these Uruks and Wildmen on top of this farm as well. Just really, really solid play by Nid here. He's really getting on top of everything, and as much as Alex is doing a pretty good job of defending, he's still just losing the war of attrition on the farms. Like, having to drop 300 to replace each and every one, and as Isengard with the Wildmen, Nid is making money on killing them. It's just like the trades are going so heavily in Isengard's favor here as he hits 1,000 max CP and brings, which almost doubles Alex here. So at this point, Nid is just getting ready to prepare his final blow, basically. Going to be building up probably some more Uruks. I still really only see scouts. I mean, if it's not broken, don't fix it. He's all over Alex's side of the map, so it's not like he isn't going to miss, you know, some Anorians coming out of nowhere without having an answer with the Uruk-hai. So,
we will fight for Saruman.
Just going to keep controlling this way. There's going to be a bit of a battle for the top northern fort here. It must be Captain's Horn being used on these guys. The freezing rain still affecting the map. Minus 25% damage and armor with no leadership. Maybe the Captain's Horn. It's a buff. I'm not really sure how the stacking works, to be honest. You have to ask somebody with a little bit more knowledge than that. On that than I. But able to push back, keeping the Lamedon Clansman spam going. But pretty much every position here, the middle forward, top forward, and even just the bottom in the base, all of Alex's army is on this side, ready to handle this force, and it just runs right past, you know, causing them to run around in circles and then take damage from this. So it's really good positioning and play from Nid here, taking advantage of the strengths of Isengard to their utmost ability. These level 5 scouts going to be doing a ton of damage. I believe Gondor still wins this fight, especially as Freezing Rain goes down. We've got the Archers of Blackroot Vale, but I mean, to what end? We've got wild men on both of these farms here. Fighting Uruk High, finally hitting the field. Uruk Pikeman chasing off the Riders of Penith Gillen. Yeah, Nid has just like firmly established himself on the entirety of the map here, and it's really only a matter of time. I didn't even think they would survive this long. They killed like 3 or 4 battalions of Lamedon Clansmen here. Such high-level units. This is what Alex was taking advantage of in the last game. When you get ahead like this and you start to keep some high-level units, the trades just become harder and harder to deal with. You're pumping out units to try and keep up, but they're just perpetually weaker. Looks like an arrow vault. Does that mean... Is there Faramir? Yeah, Faramir purchased for Alex here. I feel like a lot of times you'll see a hero being built at the end of the game like this when some of the production has been killed. You've got some extra money lying around, can't build any units with it. So Lurtz, and I believe Ugluk must be in the mix here, right? I feel like I hear him. I don't see him, though. Lurtz hitting level 6, he's got cripple. Yeah, at this point, Alex is down to like 2 battalions of units, 385 max CP, to a full 1,000 and 4,000 bucks for Nid here. Maybe we'll see a Saruman in some PvP. That would be kind of interesting. But once this barracks goes down, that's pretty much game. Ugluk gonna buff these guys. Captain's Horn going down on the archers here to try and pick off these guys. Some kind of fear being used. It's Barmir? I don't know why those guys were afraid. Lurtz running off this way. Ugluk commanding from this side. Faramir trying to avenge his brother. Lurtz used Carnage earlier, so he won't have that available for this upcoming fight. Yeah, Nid just kind of getting away with his heroes and his units here, and a counterattack. At this point, what else are you gonna do? There's not a lot of money in it for Alex here. It's probably GG, but he's gonna try and see what he can get done as he pushes away the army, hoping that maybe Nid didn't produce much during that fight. Not even building anything out of the barracks, so not sure what he's gunning for here. Units aren't being produced as far as I can tell. Maybe saving up for another hero at the moment. Numenorean engineering getting thrown down. This could be huge. I mean, well, Isengard's just going to get on top of this. This would have been, like, you know, if you let Isengard attack, you put the Numenorean engineering down here. I'm telling you guys, he hits right here, this whole chunk of units gets knocked to the ground for CC. Faramir's arrow volley power, not going to punch the mid-tier Uruk units. Cripple strike being used on Faramir, no! It's going to be a slow and painful death for Faramir as Ugluk goes to town, buffing up, healing everybody. Yeah, the war chant going down, plus the Krebine for Isengard here. This should be the final push. Saruman is on the field. Is Wizard Blast available? Or rather, Lord of Orthanc. Orthanc. This farm going down. Yeah, I mean, these guys are all war-horned up. They've got leadership out the yazoo here, so this is just going to get deleted. Eventually. I thought it was going to go faster than that, but it looks like a lot of them are just kind of standing around. And what do we got? We got Boromir coming to the aid of, or coming for a rematch. That's pretty good damage to Lurtz. Oh, come on, Boromir. If you get the kill, then you know you've won the moral battle here. No. Oh, did Lurtz go down? I think he did. He didn't land the killing blow, but facing off against Saruman himself at the gates of his fortress. All right, a pretty epic end here. I'm gonna fast forward to the inevitable end there. Oh, wow, a great game too. I'm really glad to see this match go to a game 3 between these guys. Incredible players. I think Nid just using the advantages that Isengard has to their utmost potential to take control in that early game, really keep the pressure up and being really patient. I know I always want to attack into the next tier when I get an advantage, but Nid knows to just kind of stay steady, keep control of the map, keep the harass, because Alex is going to rebuild those farms, and he's going to rebuild and he's going to come back. So Nid playing slow and steady, wearing his opponent down and going in for the killing blow when it was a sure victory. So very well played by Nid, and I'll be back in just a moment with game 3. All right, thanks. All right, and we're back with game 3 of this amazing match so far. This match and this game is going to decide which of these two players we're going to see in the grand finals of the tournament. So, pretty big game we're about to have here. In the top left, we've got Alex playing Misty Mountains. Alex won our first game playing Lothlorien. Going to go for 2 tunnels here and a Goblin Cave. And then in the bottom right, we have Misty Mountains as well. So a mirror match for this, as I said, very important game. Okay. Mirror matches, people feel pretty differently about mirror matches. One thing I will say about them is that it will be a pure test of skill against these players, as they obviously have the exact same tools in the toolbox available to them for this match. Of course, the factions are picked blindly, so neither player would have known that they were going to be going up against a mirror. So this is pretty spicy, though. So I'm kind of grateful for it. I thought I was going to have to try and cast, hordes and hordes of goblins going at each other, where I'd only be able to tell who was winning by the size of the color blob on the minimap, right? But we are going to see some wargs coming out for Nid. This is Nid, right? Yeah. Just kind of taking a play out of Alex's book from the past 2 games, doing a Cav start. I can see this working, though. I mean, so these guys are going to be able to trample the goblins and the goblin archers if Alex is going for a standard opening. So not too bad. He is going to keep it, though. He's going to keep up the Warg pack production. They're pretty cheap, so he's not going to delete the Wolf Cairn and go for, say, a Lodge or a Goblin Cave. He's going to keep up the Wargs. Alex is going to get a pretty cheeky tunnel location. Like, it's a pretty incredible location for a tunnel. I wouldn't check that in a million years. And I believe Alex did pick this map, so I'm sure he knows that that's where he wanted to go when he was going to play Misty Mountains. Alex picks the map because he lost the last game, so loser does pick the next map. First map gets chosen at random. Okay, so some Orc Screechers, almost a full tunnel of Orc Screechers. Finally the Warg's gonna try and get some damage done, but they're right on top of the doorway. Yep. Yeah, the Warg's gonna go down. Alex is going to immediately retreat back into the tunnel, doing the damage he needed to try and deal with these guys as well. So the howl being used. This is good. So getting on the side of the tunnel is definitely where you want to be, as you saw the goblin vomit, as it were. Still getting a ton of damage done on these guys. Both battalions survive with one lone orc, but as evil faction, not going to regenerate unless they get a banner carrier. So really, really solid defense here by Alex. You can see the rotation of the tunnels. It's pretty key to his defense here because the fortress is going to fire at anything in this general area, and then this area is covered by any units that he keeps within the tunnels. So the Warg's really not finding any damage against Alex here. Goblins coming in from this tunnel, I assume, to come and attack this guy. The Warg's actually not getting as much of a trample as I thought. Like, they're only able to cut through a couple and not even get... They're honestly, it's almost worse for them that they're able to keep walking because they're not trampling, but they're getting deeper and deeper in and taking more and more melee hits. So this tunnel going to go down, but Nid not going to give up. He's going to keep resetting the charge velocity of the Wargs to try and trample these goblins here, where Alex is going to get on top of this tunnel, and Nid is just going to give it up, take the delete money, and clean up these goblins in melee with the Wargs. But these guys are still going to pose a problem. 3 battalions of goblins here are going to try and challenge this tunnel going down. The Orc Slasher's coming out for Nid, so he's not going to get the Goblin Cave. He's just going to go for the Mountain Orc Lodge. And this is a pretty tough spot for him to be in. He's got 2 tunnels producing resources for him. And he's going to have to wait for this one to build back. Oh, I guess 3. He's got 3 tunnels. Max CP 400 to Alex's 625 here. So getting good tramples in on this one, going to be able to defend this one for long enough to keep it alive. Sending the slashers across the map. Just hoping to get some, unattended damage here. The Wargs right on top of Alex's tunnel here, but the tunnel is going to go up. Maybe he'll get the builder. Looks like the builder's going to escape into the tunnel. And he should be able to get a kill in this tunnel. And is probably also going to be able to finish off this tunnel as well. Yeah, nice stuff. If he can get the rubble, that would be really good. Yeah, so the Mountain Orc Slashers on defensive stance hitting level 2. They're now charged up with their Terror of the Mountain ability, so they're dealing some extra damage against these pikemen here. So a really, really solid choice here from Nid. These guys kind of 1v3ing and taking down a building all at the same time. It's pretty good stuff. Good value there. Alex going to come in kind of through the way here to get on top of this tunnel and rebuild the tunnel that he lost in the bottom corner here. Whereas these Mountain Orc Slashers still holding off. Nid is going to use his Cave Bats to kind of protect these guys now that they've hit level 2, where their value just jumps up like crazy. The Warg Pack's not able to trample here due to the Mountain Orc Brutes. I think it's Brutes, right? Yeah. But Alex getting in on the fortress side of this tunnel, a level 2 tunnel. If there's a lot of static D shooting at these guys, but if Alex can get this tunnel, that would be a huge win for him. It looks like there's too much shooting at these guys, so not going to be able to get the kill on this tunnel here. Good save by Nid. Cave Bats still off in the corner here. And the Warg's going to jump on this tunnel with not enough in the actual building itself to probably stop this. But he's going to retreat with the Wargs. He's going to let that one go for now. It looks like Golfing Bull has hit the field now for Alex. One of the greatest characters in Tolkien lore. Okay, so Nid spots these tunnels here. I believe, actually, this is Nid's tunnel. So I misspoke before. This was Nid's tunnel. He's going to delete that because Golfing Bull charges that one. Okay. trying to see what's going on here. So it looks like he's actually gonna build. He's basically building. It's not a forward base. It's like a bottom base, but with the teleport building, it's gonna be pretty strong. The Warg pack gonna get on top of this one. I don't know if we're gonna see it get defended. They're all howled up, so yeah, they're just gonna destroy that really quick, getting a great surround there. So good damage from the Wargs. Probably the first we've really seen all game. But he's gonna have to trade it for this tunnel, as Golfing Bull and many Mountain Orc brutes get the surround on that one. Nid here to chase these guys off. And another, yeah, so this tunnel going to provide great flanking opportunities for Alex here. I don't think there's anything in the tunnels for Nid to defend against this, so this is going to go down pretty quick. Losing the level 2, yeah, he has to delete it. He only gets a few resources for it, but having to delete the level 2 tunnel is really going to set Nid back here. Trying to see which one's which. I believe, yeah, so this is Nid at 350 compared to 575 max for Alex here. 10 power points though for Alex, or for Nid, apologies, red here. So he can go for the Ruin of Angmar, or he can go for the Trolls, I believe, come out of the Cave Bats. I'd like to see Tom Burton Bill come on out. He is going to go for the Ruin of Angmar. That might be good. I mean, the White Wolves are really, really strong. It's just he can't really afford much right now, so this is probably just going to sit here for a while, or at least as like a distraction for Alex to attack. I don't know. Alex, though, PowerPoint-wise, actually he just cast Tom Burton Bill, so he's going to get some kind of immediate payoff from this power. Are those? Yeah, those were Golfing Bull's White Wolves getting killed by Nid's units, I believe. It's hard to say. But Alex is all over this base, man. Look, he's on top of this tunnel. Gonna try and run the Warg pack to try and kill. He has to kill this tunnel because it's just causing so much mayhem on the bottom side here. But between the sentry towers, this is really creative play here from Alex. Love to see this. Really solidifying his lead with some really pesky strats here. It's really good stuff. The Warg's being forced to retreat. Yeah, the Wolf Cairn really, really hurt Nid in this game. Really, really hurt him. I mean, these Warg packs are just not getting any value for what the initial like upfront investment cost is for these. And Nid has just been paying for it this entire game. This summon is like still here. It's not even half over. They're just going to be chilling for a really, really long time, I guess. Yep. Going to be able to get... It looks like that's Musgash. The handsomest orc of all. Look at him go with his new spear. Alex just kind of... Looks like he's taking a clean sweep, trying to see if there's any cheeky tunnels or anything out there. Nid's sneaking through the map with his wargs. Maybe hoping to find some unattended, like reinforcements that were just like rallied across the map. But Alex has been doing a pretty good job of keeping pikemen with pretty much every battalion that he's been going up against. Big move in here, led by Musgash to take down this back right tunnel. Nothing in the tunnel to reinforce this, so the leadership orcs and goblins are going to be able to take this down really quick. Warg packs coming in to try and contest, but I mean that's a losing battle. And over here. Look at this positioning, guys. I mean, sometimes this is just top tier stuff. Like in a normal game, this might happen by accident, but like putting the pikes on either side of the tunnel mean that the Warg packs coming from the base can't get any kind of surround or trample on the units. It's really... How are these guys still here? Oh, wow. And it's almost half off cooldown, too. That's pretty strong. So the Ruin of Angmar, going to soak up some damage for now, whereas down here, Musgash plus the Cave Bats, both Cave Bats, there must have been a pretty big battle down here that I missed. Musgash getting some levels here, winning this fight pretty handily. Ruin of Angmar going to fall here, and so is this tunnel. The White Wolves being summoned here. I mean, this is just, it's a massacre. It's a massacre. Yeah, I don't think I'm looking at Alex here, 675 to never go the right way to 350. Yeah, pretty much double the max CP. No money here for Nid. He's fighting to the end, but that's pretty much going to be game. Wouldn't be surprised to see a GG any second now. Muskash, just too good. Yeah, there. Let's hit a fast forward here. I feel like we know how this is going to go, right? There it is. All right. So a gamble that didn't quite pay off for Nid there. Alex with a really, really solid defense. Good Sim City on those tunnels that were facing away from the fortress in the beginning there, so that, you know, kind of covering as many bases as you can. And the Wargs just not getting their value out on the field, and Nid kind of paying for it just all games. So game 3 and this match of the semifinals is going to go to Alex. So congrats to Alex. We're going to see him in the grand finals. Really excited to see that game. GG to both players, and hope you guys enjoy the casts and keep up with the next semifinals match that pops up, and I'll definitely try and cast that one as well as the finals too. So I'll see you guys then. Thanks. Bye.